Hi guys, it's Emily from Rowell Novels and welcome to today's video. It's 10 authors I have to try. Now, I've either got the books here, I've got books here for some of them that I need to get to, and it's kind of trying to work out what should be my priority. And some authors I've not necessarily got a book yet, and I need to sort of decide whether I'm going to. Now, you know, with BookTube, I have totally changed a lot. I've changed so much in my time with you guys. I've changed genres, I've changed things I like more, sort of I'm trying new things. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do a video on it. I'm going to do a video on what I think I would like to go for and which ones I'm going to sort of try and prioritise, because some of them I've had on my shelves for a while and I've not yet got around to. Some of them are ones that I'm new to and I'm not sure whether I'm going to buy more books for. So I kind of would like a bit of feedback from you guys, and I want to have a look at the books while I'm talking to you. As always, I'm not edited. I've not planned this very much. All I literally planned when I start this video is 10 books. And I'm still trying around with things. So, I'm going to start off with one that I believe a lot of you have talked about. A lot of people on BookTube know about this author. A lot of you have raved about him. He is new to me, but it's new to me as in the fact I've never tried it. I didn't think I would ever even pick up one of his books. And this is Stephen King. Now, my beautiful friends at work, Sammy and Gemma, they talk a lot about Stephen King. I know some of you have got the horrors. So Nikki reads a bit of the sort of more sort of scary books. And I think Charlie's picked this book up as well. We were going to read it in October, but due to the way everything's going at the moment, we're not. I think we're going to read it actually in September, but it's not kind of come about. So this one will be read probably. This is the first Stephen King book I have to read. I've seen the Green Mile film. I know that it's very much of a weepy. The horror context of it I don't know too much about. The Green Mile, those who walk on it do not return, because at the end of the walk is a room which sits Cold Mountain's Penitentiary's electric chair. In 1932, the newest resident on death row is John Coffey, a giant of a black man convicted of the brutal murder of 2 little girls. But nothing is as it seems with John Coffey, and around him unfolds bizarre and a horrifying story. Evil, murderer, or wholly innocent, what is he? Coffey has strange powers which may or may not yet offer salvation to others, even if they can't do anything to save him. I remember the film. I remember the fact that it's a weepy. I don't remember too much on the horror side. I remember the electric chair bit being quite scary. So I don't know how much that sort of goes into the horror genre, but I know that I believe it's probably the lightest one to start with. What other Stephen King books do you guys like? Let me know. I'd like to hear. But yeah, I am going to try this. We'll probably try this sooner rather than later. I don't know whether to save it for like a readathon where I need green, or when I read horror, or whether I think sometimes readathons prompt me to pick books up, so I don't know if that's going to be something I should wait for. Almost wait for a prompt, wait for something to inspire me to pick him up. But I do think I will try and read Stephen King, and I'm going to be talking to Sammy quite a lot about which ones I'm going to be avoiding and which ones that I may well try. But yeah, I definitely need to read Stephen King. Now the next one, I was going to read another one I was going to read this month with Simone and Charlie, The Muse. Jessie Burton, I know that her work is amazing. I've got 2 of Jessie Burton's books. I've got this and I've got The Miniaturist. I picked them both up at charity shop. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we've all got lots going on at the moment and some of us aren't in the right place to buddy, I don't think any of us want to push ourselves to buddy read. We've had to press pause on this. So this one will be read with Charlie and Simone when we're a bit more ready. I don't know, again, how much of a priority it will be. I don't know how quickly we're going to want to read it. So, Charlie and Simone, I'm not sure. What do you think? I know this is magical. I know that this is historical fiction. It's sort of set in 2 time genres. So it's set in 1967, 1936. And I believe that Jessie Burton has a lot of the magic sort of written into historical fiction. I believe she's quite creative. I know she's got another book out that Simon Savage has spoken about, and he's raved about it. I know that Jessie Burton's quite a sort of popular author, and one that I really am intrigued to sort of go for. But how quickly do you guys think I should read this? I'm intrigued. When I've sort of read the back of this, I really liked it. I really do like the sound of Jessie Burton's works. I certainly like The Miniaturist, which is one that me and Simone will again buddy read together. So I'm sort of saving them for when those lovely ladies are ready. But which one should I prioritise? Should I prioritise this or The Miniaturist. I'm not sure. Let me know. But what do you guys think? Do you think I'm going to like her work? I'm not sure. I'm a bit intrigued, a bit sort of nervous by it because Jessie Burton's been so popular. Now the next one I'll talk about, I have not got a physical copy of one of her books yet. It is Taylor Jenkins Reid. This name has only been listed, sort of added to my list today, purely and simply because I've watched a lot of Clint's work videos and he has raved about her work. Some of her books are literally everyone talks about. Some of them people aren't as sure about. So Taylor Jenkins Reid, it seems to me like she's a bit of one of those ones that are intriguing. I'm not sure which ones to go for. I think, to be honest, my next visit to the library that I'm going to be doing this Sunday, which I would have probably picked up by the time you guys see this, I'm going to try and pick up a book from the library. I think that's probably going to be the way I'm going to start with that author. And that one actually might be read very soon, because if I do pick it up from the library, I'll obviously have to read it within my 3 weeks. So I think I'm going to probably start with her work, because she is quite a contemporary author from what I've heard. I've heard, like I said, Clint loves it. Clint's read a lot of her books and raves about her, which means that it's got to be a good thing. I know he read one of her books for the readathon, the Scooby-Dooathon, which gives me hope. And quite a few of you have said lots of good things. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up. I think it's going to be safer with her to go for the library first, so I know if I'm going to like her style of writing before I actually go to charity shops and pick up one of her books. Now the next one, I've got a copy of this. This is Kathy Glass. This is Finding Stevie. I'm not entirely sure what genre she writes in, but I've heard a lot of positive things. I've got this from a charity shop, but I've seen quite a lot of other books from her in other charity shops. And it's sort of I don't know whether I go for her or not. I can sense that she's going to be quite tearful. This is going to be quite tearful. When I told Stevie, age 14, when I was told that Stevie, age 14, was gender fluid, I wasn't sure what that term meant, and I looked it up on the internet. And so this is about sort of foster care. It's one remarkable woman, over 25 years of foster caring, carer to more than 150 people. So maybe that's what it's about. Maybe that's what her book's about. That does intrigue me, because we grew up and my mum and dad fostered quite a lot of children when I was growing up, and we saw quite a lot of traumas that children went through. I was only 9 when we started fostering, and even at that age I can remember seeing some of the traumas, and as I've grown older I've found out more about what these children went through. So reading books on it may well trigger memories, it may well be upsetting, but it's also, I think it's something that needs to be read about. So I do like the fact that this book is not very long. It's only about 300 pages, so it may well be one that I will be picking up sooner rather than later. If I like this book, I will certainly be picking up more of Kathy Glass' work. But I know quite a few people have talked about her and positively raved about her work, so that makes me more inclined to pick her up. But it's how soon I do it, I don't know yet. Now the next one is Anthony Trollope. I've not got a copy of one of his books yet, because again, I'm not sure. Now I know that I've heard people really rave about her work. A lot of the classics, a lot of people that like classics. I know Tom from Tom Reads Things likes her, and I think it really Katie is another one that likes her. So there's a few people that really like her, and I'll link those channels below, by the way. I can't remember the other name of the lady. Books and Things I know is her channel, but I can't remember her name. I think it is Katie. And I've heard lots of positive things about Anthony Trollope from there. It's historical fiction, and you guys know I love historical fiction. But is he one that I am going to like? Tom, if you're watching this, please comment below. Please let me know what you think. I don't know whether I'm going to try him or not. I'm certainly getting into more and more classics. Obviously I like Tudor's my favourite, but I'm certainly liking more like the Victorian and ones like that. I'm certainly liking like Jane Austen and Jane Eyre and a lot of those kind of books. So I don't know. Do I try an Anthony Trollope? I'm not sure. But let me know. Well, this video is going to be a bit longer than I thought, so I'm going to have to fly through the next few. The next one is Marjorie Blackman. She wrote the Noughts and Crosses series. Again, Charlie picked this up for me for my birthday. I got this in March. We're now in September/October, and I've still not read it. Do I read it? Charlie has raved about it. I like the fact that it's sort of magical realism. It's Callum is a naught, a second-class citizen in a world run by the Crosses. Seffi is a Cross, the daughter of one of the most powerful men in the country. Noughts and Crosses, I've heard a lot about this, but Again, I've had it since March. Do I pick it up? I think what's put me off is it's a long book. It's about over 400 pages. So I'm going to need to have this book for something that I'm going to really commit to. But if I like this, I know Charlie's mentioned that I can get the other books in the series, and it is the start of a series. So that's another thing that sort of scares me but intrigues me, because if I like the first book in the series, I will pick them up. But that means I've got to commit to the whole series. If I like this book, I will be committing to a whole series. So will I like this enough? I think that's what's scaring me. I have moved it from the back of my bookshelves nearer to the front, so to encourage me to try it. So let's see. What do you guys think of her? I can't wait to hear what you think of this work. Now, the next book is one that gets talked about a lot. Bald Book Geek loves it. The guy that runs that, he loves Philip Pullman, and a few other ones if you like it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this Philip Pullman has been raved about. The Northern Lights series trilogy my Uncle Michael gave me, so thank you, Uncle Michael. I really am getting really closer to reading this. He said he wasn't sure if I'm going to like it or not. I know The Golden Compass is a film that's based around these books, and I know that I liked The Golden Compass, although I didn't love it, so I'm not sure. Lila Backwellesque and her animal Damon, it's sort of spelled Daemon, live half wild and carefree amongst the scholars of Jordan College, Oxford. The destiny that awaits her will take her to the frozen lands of the Arctic, where witch clans reign and ice bears fight. Her extraordinary journey will have immeasurable consequences far beyond her world. I know this is the first book in the Dark Material series. I know that a lot of people have spoken about it. I think I'm going to be reading this with Clint. Clint, if you've got these, hold off, because I want to read it with you. I think that will encourage me. Again, it's the start of a series, so, but it's got really nice pictures at the back, but that does encourage me. And it is but it's another 400 page. It's another start of the series. If I like one book, I'm committed. So I'm intrigued. Do I read this before I read Knots and Crosses? What do I do? Lots of questions on this book, on this video, isn't there? Yeah. The next one, Thomas Hardy. By the time you see this, I would have already put it up that it is in my readathon, because I'm going to be reading it for October. So I think either this is going to be coming up or another one. This will be coming up that sort of time, because I am going to be reading Thomas Hardy's work in October. It's a Victorian literature. I've heard so much. I've got Far from the Madding Crowd in my bookshelves, but the reason why I've gone for Under the Greenwell Tree is purely for the Victober reason, in the fact that it is less than 250 pages, so it goes for Katie's challenge of a book that's less than 250 pages. So mentioning Victober again. Victober is something. So this is a historical fiction. I have never read Thomas Hardy's book. That's why I'm still including this in the video. I'm not sure whether I'm going to like it. Under the Greenwell Tree is also the first in a great series of Wessex novels. So a series books, this means it looks like another series I'm going to have to commit to. But it's short. It's Under the Greenwell Tree. I love the Penguin Popular Classics cover of it. I love Penguin Popular Classics. I love their covers. I think they're beautiful. So I am looking forward to this. So this one's actually going to be the first one, like the first new author to try. Now the next one is one that Clint raves and raves and raves and raves about. As you guessed, Clint's channel is going to be linked below. If you like me, you're going to love him. Rainbow Rowell. This Fangirl is, I believe, one of Clint's favourite books. It's one of the Rainbow Rowell books that he has raved about. I saw it in a charity shop for £1. I picked it up. If I like this, I will certainly be picking up more of Rainbow Rowell's books. But another chunky book, I don't know how quickly I'm going to read it. As much as I know Clint loves it, it's 450, over 50 pages. So it's a chunky committing one. Kath and Ren are identical twins, and until recently they did everything together. Now they're off to university. Ren's decided she doesn't want to be one half of a pair anymore. She wants to dance, meet boys, go to parties and get loose. It's not so easy for Kath. She would rather bury herself in fan fiction she writes, where there's romance is more intense than anything she's experienced in real life. I only picked this up because of Clint, so I owe you one for this, Clint. If this is good, I'm certainly going to be reading more of Rainbow Rowell's books. Now, some of her books have been raved about, others not so much. I know that Simone didn't like one of them, but I know she's liked others. I thought this would be a first good one to start me off with, but I'm intrigued. I don't know how I'm going to do with it, and yeah, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. I see a lot of her books in the library, and I'm like, do I pick it up? Do I not? I don't know whether to try that one. Do I try that one first, or do I go to a library and get one that I can borrow and read quicker, maybe? One of her shorter books. let me know. I'll tell you what, that will be a good one, because I'm intrigued whether I go and pick up a library book from and read that first. Now the next one, I don't know what book is in the series, but the lovely Julie from Hungry Bookworm gave me Sarah J. Maas the series. She gave me this whole series, A Court of Mist and Wings. I don't know where this part is in the series. I will have to be checking out. She's given me all 3 books. I picked this one up purely because it was on the end of a row. I'm not sure whether it's the start or the end of this series. But these books are mighty. I remember when Julie gave them to me. They're about 600 pages. One of them I think is, I don't know if one of them's longer, one of them's shorter, but they're all anything from 500 to 600, if not more, pages. So when I commit to this series, I am totally and utterly committed. Well, the reason why I'm not holding it is because it is blooming heavy. It's a hardback book, but it is so heavy. When we went to Julie, she was like, I'm giving you the whole series. And I was like, okay. It's got fantasy in it. It's got stuff about fairies and stuff about it. I am not entirely sure about any of this. Some people have raved about this series, and some people haven't. Because it's so long and because it's such a chunky book, I am scared stupid whether I'm going to pick this up. I will read it, don't worry Julie, I've got it on my bookshelves. It's not going to get ignored, but it's how quickly I pick it up. The comments you guys give will sort of help me decide as and when which ones are these 10 authors I'm going to be picking up. Sort of, I would say picking up second, because obviously I know I'm going to be reading a Thomas Hardy book first. But yes guys, I'm totally and utterly intrigued about what you think about my top 10 books. Which authors out of these do you think that I should read first? Comment below on the authors that I've got. I'd love to have your feedback. I love this channel. I love hearing about what you guys think about the people that I'm like reluctant to try. You guys know me better than most people. You know what I like. So let me know in the comments below. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and haven't subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I hope you're all having a lovely time. Take care. Bye-bye.